Mandela Effect and your finances or love life. Is there anyone out there who discovered one day that their finances were not where they had thought they were? Did you wake up one day to discover your love life was different than you remembered? You may have went back through your statements and found that everything added up. Everything was Jake. Yet you distinctively recall the numbers being different than what you were seeing now. They might be less or more. Either is possible. Whatever the case, you will not find a glitch in your banking statement. You will not find that moment where you can positively point out where the change in your finances took place. You will only know that what you thought you had in the bank was different than what you are now told is in there. This is a Mandela effect which I believe has happened to a number of people, but they didn't bring it up because there is no way to prove what they suspect. All the numbers will add up. Maybe you had an item you were thinking of buying and then you woke up and there it was. Perhaps you even had a very vague memory of buying it. Who can guess how this timeline stuff works? There will be no way to prove anything. Only you will have noticed a change in your finances. When I went back through my banking statements, they all made sense. I apologize, this video is so short, but it is a question which I thought should be asked. Perhaps there are many people out there that saw a change in their finances which they didn't say anything about because there is certainly no way to get it fixed or put back to what it was, and I would guess that in most cases the differences were such small amounts that nobody felt it was worth mentioning. After all, the version of you living in another timeline will likely be very close to the version which exists in this timeline. The giveaway would be as I mentioned. You would just have one day saw the amount in your account was not what you remembered it should be in your mind. Many people do not watch their accounts close enough to spot a small difference. I'm actually guilty of not watching it close enough and letting a lot of time go between checking what the bank said I had and what I thought was there. I'm over 60 years old. I've been doing things the way I do them for all that time, and never have I had a big change from what I expected to what the bank said until this one instance. Now I watch much closer. So this isn't a solution to a problem. It isn't really to recognize the problem so we can fix it, because frankly I think that more impossible than that this could have happened in the first place, yet I have learned over my 60 years to trust myself. I think something happened. After learning all I have about the Mandela effect, I came to what I consider to be a logical conclusion. That the Mandela effect happened to people on an individual basis, same as it did to the well-known products and celebs. Further, as I suspect this also has affected people's love lives and anything else that might have been different in a separate but close to our own timeline. I wonder, are there people out there that just woke up one day and found themselves in a situation where their mate was leaving them or had left them when everything was fine when they went to sleep? Perhaps they were even having an affair, so they deserved to be caught, but when they went to sleep everything was fine, but when they woke up suddenly the mate had knowledge. If you think there is any validity to this theory, then I have something else to add. It almost is a certain that more than one timeline was merged or crossed when it happened. I say that based on how many people seem to remember a Mandela effect being different. By my admittedly very loose calculations, I have concluded that there must be more than one timeline to have been merged or crossed, because it seems like only about a third of the people remember something being the other way, no matter what the product, celeb, or circumstance. I would venture to say the most well-known Mandela effects have a third of the people remembering it being the other way. I suspect that number dwindles as time goes on because of possibly several factors. The most profound being that once you hear what you remember was wrong, you begin to doubt yourself. I mean, nobody made it a career to remember whether Jif peanut butter was ever called Jiffy. Here's a head scratcher for the religious folk. I grew up getting a taste of almost every religion under the Christian umbrella. I remember the quote of "He is the way, the truth, and the light" as being just that. Now I am told, and have done research on the net to confirm, that in the King James Version Bible, there was never that quote. The closest was the way, the truth, and the life. It is likely that only about a third of you will remember it the way I do. If this Mandela thing works the way I suspect. If there were 3 timelines which merged and the way things were in 2 of the 3 timelines was different, then the majority would likely rule. Therefore, the most people who are going to remember something being the other way will be about a third. Of course, it might be that multiple timelines were merged, and what we are seeing is the result of how things were in the majority of those timelines. I just know I don't believe it is a matter of false memories. If for no other reason that the fact that we are being told that is the cause, because when was the last time you were told the truth about anything? Seriously. So there is no reward or motivation for having a side in this matter. Nothing will be changed. So be honest, and if you have experienced a Mandela effect which showed up in your finances, possessions, or had your love life altered, let us know. It would sure go a long way toward easing my mind that I am not going crazy. Smiley face. Thanks for visiting. Like everybody else, it helps if you subscribe, but in any case, thanks for the visit. Smiley face.